Have you ever caught your dog just staring at you? No barking, no whining, no tail wagging, just total unblinking silence. And those eyes locked onto yours like they're trying to say something you don't quite understand. Most people laugh it off. They think it's just a quirky dog thing. But what if I told you that silent stare is one of the most loaded, emotionally complex signals your dog ever sends you? And most owners completely misread it. Here's what you were probably taught. Dogs stare because they want something. Food, a walk, attention, and sometimes, yes, that's part of it. But that explanation barely scratches the surface, because when your dog goes completely still, completely quiet, and fixes their gaze on you, something much deeper is happening inside them. Something rooted in tens of thousands of years of evolution. Something that has nothing to do with kibble and everything to do with you. The truth is, your dog is communicating, not randomly, not out of boredom, with intention, with meaning. And once you understand what they're actually saying, the way you see your relationship with them will never be the same. But before we get to what the stare really means, we need to talk about where it comes from, because the origin of this behavior is something almost no one knows. Researchers at Azubo University in Japan discovered something remarkable. When dogs and their owners make eye contact, both of their brains release oxytocin. That's the bonding hormone, the same chemical that floods a mother's brain when she looks at her newborn baby. Think about that for a second. Your dog stares at you and their brain chemistry changes. Your brain chemistry changes. Something biological is happening between the two of you in that moment of silence. Scientists call it a gaze loop. It's a feedback system of trust, attachment, and emotional connection. And dogs are the only non-human animal on Earth known to use eye contact this way with humans. Wolves, the ancestors of dogs, don't do this. This behavior evolved specifically through thousands of years of dogs living alongside people. It was selected for, it was reinforced, because the dogs who could hold a human's gaze built deeper bonds, survived better, and passed that trait on. So when your dog stares at you in silence, they are doing something that is literally written into their DNA. They are reaching for you. But not every silent stare means the same thing, and this is where it gets really important, because one type of stare you should never ignore. Here's what most dog owners don't realize. There are actually several distinct reasons your dog might be staring at you in silence, and learning to tell them apart could genuinely change how you respond to your dog every single day. The first is the love stare. Soft eyes, relaxed body, maybe a slow tail wag or none at all. This is your dog in a state of pure emotional presence. They're not asking for anything. They're just with you, fully, completely. It's the dog equivalent of sitting next to someone you love and feeling no need to say a word. If your dog does this to you, you have built something real with them, something rare. The second is the anticipation stare. You'll notice this one right before a walk, before feeding time, or when you pick up your keys. The body is a little more tense. The ears are slightly forward. Your dog has learned to read your micro behaviors, the tiny things you do before something happens, and they're watching you for the signal. Dogs are extraordinary pattern detectors. They can notice you reaching for a specific jacket and know what comes next before you've consciously decided to do it yourself. That stare is your dog saying, "I see you. I've learned you. I know what you're about to do." The third stare is the one that matters most, and it's the one most owners dismiss too quickly. It's the communication stare. This happens when your dog is trying to tell you something specific, something they need, something that's wrong, something they're uncomfortable about. And because they can't use words, they use their eyes. They lock onto yours and they wait. They wait for you to read them. And so many of us look away. We check our phones, we say, "What?" and then go back to what we were doing. When your dog does this, stop, look back at them, really look, check their environment. Are they near the door? Are they near their water bowl? Is something making them anxious in the room? Your dog is not staring at nothing. They are pointing with their eyes at something they need you to understand. And then there's a fourth kind of stare, one that people almost always misinterpret as aggression when it's actually something else entirely. Sometimes a dog will stare in a way that makes people nervous, unblinking, rigid, completely still. And most people assume that's aggression, a threat, and either they look away fast, or worse, they stare back to assert dominance. Both of those responses can make things worse. Here's what's really happening. In many cases, that hard stare is not aggression, it's a stress response. It's a dog who is overwhelmed, uncertain, or afraid, and who has gone still because stillness is a survival instinct. They're not threatening you, they're telling you they don't feel safe. The difference is in the body. An aggressive stare comes with a stiff, forward-leaning body, hackles raised, lips tight or pulled back. A fear stare comes with a body that's low, tucked, or frozen. Two completely different emotional states wearing the same expression. If you see the fear stare in your dog, the worst thing you can do is push them. The best thing you can do is give them space, speak softly, and let them come to you when they're ready. That single act of restraint can build more trust with your dog than months of training. Your dog is always communicating. The question is whether you're listening. If you're watching this and realizing your dog has been trying to tell you things you missed, you're not alone. Most of us were never taught this. Hit like if this is changing how you see your dog, and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. I want you to think back to the last time your dog stared at you. Maybe you were sitting on the couch and you glanced over and they were just there, eyes on you, quiet, still. You probably didn't think much of it, but now you know what was actually happening in that moment. Their brain was releasing bonding hormones. They were reaching for connection. They were choosing you out of everything else in the room, every smell, every sound, every distraction. They were choosing to focus on you. That's not a quirky dog thing. That's love, expressed in the only language they have. And here's the beautiful part. Every time you meet that gaze, every time you stop what you're doing and look back at them, you complete the loop. You send a signal back that says, I see you too. I'm here too. You are safe with me. You probably didn't know that a moment of eye contact with your dog was doing all of that, but it was every single time. Now, here's something almost no one talks about. What happens when your dog stops staring at you? When they used to hold your gaze and suddenly they don't. That change is telling you something just as important. When a dog stops making eye contact with their owner, most people don't even notice. Life gets busy. You stop paying attention to the small things. But behavioral researchers have found that a loss of eye contact in dogs is often one of the earliest signs of emotional withdrawal. It can indicate chronic stress. It can indicate that trust has been broken in some way. Not through anything dramatic, but through accumulated small moments of not being heard, not being responded to, being scolded at the wrong times, or living in an environment that doesn't feel emotionally safe. Dogs don't stop looking at you because they've grown out of it. They stop because somewhere along the way, looking felt like it wasn't worth it. That's one of the saddest things in the world, and it's reversible. It starts with something simple. Get on the floor with your dog today. Sit with them. Let them come to you. Don't push for eye contact, just be present. And when they do look at you, hold that gaze softly. Blink slowly. Relax your face. In dog language, a slow blink is a signal of peace, of trust, of safety. You might feel a little silly doing it, but your dog will understand exactly what you're saying. The silent stare is not nothing. It never was. Every time your dog holds your gaze, they are doing something that wolves don't do. Something that took thousands of years to develop, something that is biologically, emotionally, and evolutionarily unique. They are trusting you with their full attention. They are saying without a single word, you are my person. I am watching over you. I am here. Your dog isn't just behaving, they're communicating. And now you know how to listen back.